Who has the nastiest feet in Quincy?
That's Kylie question.
Honestly, I feel like not a lot of people have that nasty of feet. I feel like they're all pretty, like, the same. I honestly don't think I've had anyone, like, super bad. The worst person I had was actually in school, and they came in, and it wasn't, like, bad on them or anything, but they were just really, really dry. They had, like, a psoriasis issue. So for that being one of my first pedicures on men, it was really, really stressful because I was, like, just stressed out. I was like, oh my god, like, it just keeps on coming. It kept flaking off, and I was, like, stressing out.
Never-ending.
It really was. And, like, he did warn me. He was like, I have, like, I think it was, like, a medical issue or something.
Yeah.
So, like, it wasn't his fault, but that was probably the grossest I've dealt with. But
Well,
in town, really
mine are
not
pretty
anything.
bad.
Are they?
Oh yeah, because I don't prep or nothing for Kylie. Like,
Well, you
just
just don't even
I'll
put
leave
them in
cooking.
water.
Yeah, I'll leave them cooking in my socks for a good, like, all day, and then I'll come in and I'll be like, all right, Kylie.
I have told people, I'm like, my sister's my worst client. I'm like, she comes in, she schedules herself, she's always late, she's always eating. She doesn't care.
You get crumbs in the little pedicure thing.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, can you bring me a water? I need a water.
She'll get up randomly, she'll take phone calls.
Yep. I'm sometimes nice. There was one time I washed my feet in the sink before I...
Yeah, it just made me look bad.
I'm probably her worst client, for sure.
Oh my god, I love it. Great news, Quincy. We passed on the feet test. All of our feet look pretty good. Plus, they all just kind of look the same after a while?
They really do, yeah. Like, I feel like everyone has, like, the same issue, too, where it's like, oh, my pinky toe, and it's like, girl, I've seen my pinky toe is trash. Like, one of the time it came off, like, there's just...
Your pinky toe?
I slammed it so hard, and it just came off.
I feel like people
It
should
grows
warn
back
you
out.
if they do have a pinky toe, because that takes up product. So it's really should be the opposite.
Honestly, it's so crazy
there's
when
no
you get somebody with, like the perfect feet or whatever.
Yeah.
And they have, like, the long nail beds, and it's even on the pinky toe. Like, that is what excites
You're
me.
like, ooh.
Oh my god. Like, it's so exciting. It sounds bad, but it really is exciting. Because it's not very often.
You're like, you have a full pinky toe. This is so sad.
Jesus.
How'd you do that?
Honestly,
No,
the
the-
collagen.
How do they do it? Has anybody confirmed or denied
Has to
it?
be,
Because
has to be like you're born with it. I don't know.
I think
like,
so.
maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's Maybelline, right? Or it's fake, and they just got like a prosthetic toenail.
Do you
That's
have people do
genius.
like acrylics on the toes? Is that a thing?
I've heard of it, yeah. In school, there was a girl who, like, specialized in it. I never learned it because this is kind of gross, but not really. It's really prone to fungus. So, like, if you get water in them, you sweat too much. If they lift at all, you are going to get a fungus. And I just don't feel really comfortable doing it.
Yeah. Liability alert.
Yeah, so,
Right.
and it's just like you have to be so consistent with it. You have to be every 2 to 3 weeks and all the same things as, like, acrylic nails as well.
Yeah.
And just, it's hard to keep up with that. And I never really care for it that much, so I just never did it either.
Yeah. Welcome back to A Girl Business Podcast. I'm your host, Shelby, and today with me I have Danielle and Kylie, sister team and owners of Pineapple Tanning and Nail Salon.
Cheers.
Okay, so I've never had a sister duo on the show, so
Mouthy.
I'm really excited about
We're a
it.
lot.
Yeah, the jokes are
are.
just like writing themselves, so I'm like, this is gonna be great footage. This is awesome. So tell me, like, from how this all started from the top.
Ooh, okay, well, where do we start?
That's
So,
me, kind of.
I guess we could start, back there. You want to start with that?
Yeah, after high school, my dad and me, we really wanted me to figure out what I was going to do the rest of my life. And with COVID hitting my junior year, it kind of paused a lot of things. So I graduated high school and, I was working full-time at a grocery store here in town. And my dad just wanted to see if I wanted to go to college, trade school. And when he mentioned trade school, we started looking into different, like, hair schools, nail schools, a whole bunch of different trades where we saw Paul Mitchell, and it really stuck out to me. And my dad's actually the one that mentioned it, but he was like, you love doing your nails. And he was like, you love getting your nails done. Why don't you check out the school, see if that's something you want want to do. We both went there, and I fell in love with the school, and I did not want to do hair at that point, but it was really exciting. And so then after I was done with school and I got a place in town, like a booth rental situation in a local salon. And it was
Here or out where the school is?
here in town.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I moved back here to town right after graduation. So
She's not giving herself some credit. This girl lived in the boondocks
In
of
Reno, right?
Yeah,
she
lived there for like
She
6
lived
months.
in a little RV on
Yeah.
4th Street in Reno just
Yeah.
so she could get her schooling done. Like, she hustled and bustled.
And I came home
She
every
worked at
weekend.
McDonald's. Yeah, she worked, like, going to school all day, and then after that, she would go and work at McDonald's, or she would DoorDash. Like, she hustled her ass off for, like, those 6 months and lived literally in the ghetto. Like, just trying to
I did
survive,
not
you
think
know?
it was. I never experienced any of the gunshots. Yeah, but that was like kind of it.
Well, knowing 4th Street in Reno.
When you never
4th
knew if it was a
Street's-
car backfiring
Yeah.
or if it was gunshots either. So you kind of just, you kept sleeping and you lock your doors, you stay inside, you
Yeah.
don't leave past 11, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I guess I don't give myself enough credit. It was definitely a hard time in school, honestly. Being from a small town, a lot of those people there, they were all from Reno. Or from another city or 20 minutes away from Reno, where when they heard that my graduating class was like 35, they were like, are you serious? Like, not just like one class? I'm like, no, that was my whole graduating class. So it definitely went through a lot, and I learned a lot there, and I feel like I gained a lot of confidence in just myself there as well, just because, I was alone there. I mean, I obviously had my family's support and everything, and I'd come home and they were very supportive, and my dad even helped me out a couple times, but I did go every day, and it was hard, and I really was proud of myself for graduating on time too. Like, a lot of people, they kind of just, they stayed home sometimes or all these things. I graduated like right within the time that I was supposed to and came right back home. We started that booth rental, and it was a stressful situation, to say the least, in the booth rental. He had just started out in this salon. He was just opening. Nobody really knew him. He was from out of town. And what I didn't know at the time was he was just a little different than what I would have expected to, but I just jumped on any opportunity that I had. We got in there, and it was a great opportunity, and I will always thank him for that, honestly. But just throughout the time, there was personal issues, own issues, and I was starting to get more busy, and with that, we wanted to find something else for me and something more just my own. And just around that time, we found out that Pineapple Tanning was selling the business. So I knew I could not do it alone. I was already doing the nails alone. I was, 19 years old? Barely.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think I've just turned
At
19.
Yeah.
Like, good for you, girl.
And just moving, well, not moving, but like just moving back home. It was definitely hard. And honestly, I would not be able to do it without Danielle, and she was super quick on it too. Dad was like, well, Danielle can help you, and she's like, yup, I'm already doing it, I can already do everything, and she just was very quick on helping me, and same with my dad. And I really do love my family for it, because I really wouldn't be able to
Well,
do
we
it
just saw this as a really great opportunity, and the business was being sold for pretty cheap. They wanted, I don't know if I should say specifics, but they only wanted, $10,000 for the whole business. That was for all the supplies, everything.
And their clientele, right?
Everything, yeah. So that's for all of it. So, me and
That's a
Kylie
good
were
deal.
like, screw it. If we pay $5,000 each, Kylie gets a permanent place to do nails.
Right.
I kind of, I've never ran a business before, but my dad is a business owner. Most of our family, we have 5 generations in town, and all 4 generations are business owners. So we've been around people that own businesses.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew the gist of it. So I was like, screw it. Like, it can't be that hard, you know?
And you
So we
ran
just
the
kind
teen
of...
center too.
Yeah, but that was like through the county and stuff.
And you still ran it.
Because I also have an 8 to 5. I have a 8 to 5 job that I do, and I've been there for almost 10 years now at Public Health.
Good for you.
Yeah, I
10
love
years.
it.
I
She's
haven't
the
done
smart
it.
one.
I haven't done anything for 10 years straight.
yeah. So
Yet.
I've been there since about 2015. So, but anyway, and what was awesome about the salon is it was all kind of, it's mostly all through your phone. So it's like a virtual, I guess there's probably a better way to explain it, but I could do it all through my phone. So I could set people up with their memberships through my phone, so I don't have to be in person there.
Yeah.
So that was also what kind of sold us, because I could still do my 8 to 5 while also supporting the salon and supporting Kylie. Mm-hmm. So right there, that was kind of like a slam dunk for us. We just we split the cost. We each put $5,000 on a credit card that we're paying off now. And yeah, we just jumped in. Kylie's like, she
moved
soared.
In, like, the next day too, and my clientele increased.
I want to say it was maybe slow. Kylie was maybe slow for like 2, maybe 3 months max when we first moved her in. It was nothing.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
Usually it takes like a year.
Right?
Yeah.
It was pretty quick. It really was. It was really stressful, but it was so exciting at the same time because, I was 19 years old and just starting out, and I went from having maybe 1 or 2 people every blue moon to 1 or 2 people almost every single day.
And also, the
3 to 4 months. Yeah.
Because what's hard too is obviously we can't, it's a pretty small business. We can't afford staff. So Kylie does her nails, and she's also the tanning too. So, there was, especially in the beginning when we were getting really busy, and still to this day, she still has to do it. It's just not as bad, but she'll have to like leave her tanning or her nail client to go help with the tanning client and run back and forth. So she's running double duty all day long. When we get super busy, when I get off at 5, sometimes I'll have to run down there so she can finish with her client and I can help with the tanning people.
Yeah.
It was very chaotic in the very beginning because we went from not doing anything
to so much stuff happening.
Yeah, the Kylie running, we're both running a business. Kylie's also, trying to get her nails to soar. So it got pretty busy and crazy, but it was, I'm still to this day, we're coming up to our almost 2 years now, and I'm still happy that we did it. It's been such a learning experience for us too. We've learned a lot about ourselves too. I feel like it's made us really close.
Yeah.
And now that we live right down the street too, it's even easier. Mm-hmm. Like it's crazy how everything falls into place, and that's kind of how the salon was, we were.
It definitely was a meant to be situation.
Yeah, we were talking about it. We were kind of keeping our eyes open, and then it's like the Lord's just brought it down to us. I don't know. It's just crazy. It's just an opportunity opened up, so we jumped on it, and it's been great since. It's been a great opportunity.
That's
actually.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What are your girls' next plans for it? Because I know that the building itself is under new ownership now.
Yeah.
So how's that been going?
Yeah, so it's been going good. When you get a new owner of the building, the personalities, you gotta sit down and, explain what you want and what you're looking for. And so we're hoping to do that soon because the new owner, she just got in there, a month ago? Not even?
She's really on, from far as I know, she's checked in with me and talked to me a little bit, but she's really just trying to get things together, make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. So far we have talked a little bit, but nothing too in the works yet.
Yeah.
From as far as we know, we will be staying, so I think right now just our goal is just to keep it thriving, keep it going, and then see what happens after that, and then maybe expand or whatever, but that's probably a couple years down the line right now.
Yeah, at first our big plan was to expand. We wanted to turn it into a huge wellness. We wanted to do a big wellness salon. We wanted to just make it somewhere where people could go to for their self-care. So we had a sauna at one point. So we've tried to expand. Just with how small the town is and how limited me and Kylie are on time, we started to expand and realized that there's just no possible way, and we ended up, we were paying more for rent to store this stuff. So anyways, we've decided we're actually going to cut back more and just stick to the bare basics, which is what the salon was in the beginning, and it worked well. We do still have the spray tan booth, which is awesome. It's just we just don't promote it as much just because we have all the tanning beds and all the stuff that it runs on its own.
Yeah.
So I think the future of the salon is pretty much just going to kind of stay where it's at. We would eventually like to maybe get rid of the beds and have more, maybe more spray tan, just because tanning beds aren't the healthiest for you, and we're not, we know that. And everybody else knows that too, which is nice. So, you know, we don't feel like we're tricking anybody into doing anything.
It's kind of
unhealthy.
common knowledge nowadays.
Yeah,
it's been
everybody
around
knows
long
the
enough.
tanning beds aren't the best for you. You know,
I do
there's
love
so
them
many,
Oh,
it
they're
feels
amazing.
great.
It
I
does.
love it too. I get the winter blues really bad.
Me
so
too.
The tanning bed, if I just jump in there once a week, I feel like it just revives my self-esteem, my mental health. But I know it's not the best for you. So we would love to get it to more of a wellness stage. We would love to have a sauna in there. You know, I would love to have more red light options. What else have we talked about? The spray tanning. We do like the spray tanning. We would love to get more like a newer booth, because the booth we have is kind of old. It's not the prettiest looking either. But for what we have, like it works really well, especially again with a small town. It works well. We're able to fit everyone's needs. People are still getting tan.
And
they're
it's
still
very
getting their red
private
light.
too. You're not having to have someone like look at all your stuff.
It's not like Planet Fitness. You know, Planet Fitness is like a really popular where people go to get tan. It's like that is so many people. And
men and women, a lot of men in there.
oh yeah, well it's
Not
just
that I'm,
all
like,
kinds of
anti-men,
different. Yeah, you just get all sorts of different people, and people aren't always cleanly. You know, at least if we keep it small, we're able to kind of mitigate all that. We're able to kind of control. It being clean. You know, if we get more beds, it would be pretty hard for us to, especially Kylie, because she's the one that runs it day to day. So I do more of the background stuff. So she's there every day. She runs the staffed hours is what we call it, but that's really just her hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she runs the day to day. She shows everybody like how to do the beds. She takes payment. I do like more of like the taxes, the marketing.
She keeps
the
me out of trouble.
ordering. Yeah, I'm like, Kylie, you can't do that. That's illegal. Kylie, you can't do that. Kylie, we can't do that, you know?
Yeah.
So,
That's
I
why
guess.
it's so nice to have, your big sister too, because I feel like, especially in partnerships too, it's really hard to kind of get on that bad side with somebody as well, or say what you truly mean, where with us, I mean, we might not be the nicest to each other all the time, but we know at the end of the day, we love each other. We're going to still see each other for family dinner. We're still going to see each other for all these things. So it's, we yell at each other, we get mad at each other, and then not even a couple hours later, it's like, okay, well, how are we going to fix this? And then we move on the next day.
Rent's still due, so.
Yeah.
Right, at the end of the day, facts are the facts.
Yeah, and it's just nice though, because I feel like that's where partnerships kind of start to fall, is their own personal things, which is completely understandable. I mean, owning a business with someone is hard, let me tell you. Or just owning a business in general is hard. So
We're also so different, you know?
Yeah.
We're obviously sisters.
You girls look like twins, though. Do you get that a lot?
We do get that. We actually, it's funny too, because growing up, we never looked alike. Like,
really?
Not at all. Not at all. Like,
well, we're 7 years apart, so.
Yeah.
No, you're
I was
not.
still a little baby,
Yeah, I'm 28 and she just turned 21.
You look like Irish twins, like dead ass. I thought it was
Yeah.
like maybe like a year or two.
We get that all the time, but it's funny because I feel like just within the last, I want to say 4 or 5 years, we started to look the same. Where, all growing up, I was always told, the milkman or whatever, because my whole family,
she's blonde, blue
my
eyes.
whole family has brown hair and, hazel or brown eyes, where I'm blonde with blue eyes, so I'm like,
she looks
you know,
adopted.
but in my defense, my great grandma and my grandpa have blue eyes and blonde hair.
So just skip the
it came
generation.
from somewhere. Anyways. But yeah. So what's nice about us being sisters and us being 7 years apart is, although we have differences or a lot of similarities, we also have a lot of differences. So where she soars, I don't. So she's very creative when it comes to stuff like that. She's very personable, where I'm not. I'm very cut to the chase, let's get to it. Where Kylie's she can make people feel more comfortable quicker. So she kind of does well with the clients. There's I won't say names, but there's a few clients that
Oh, spill the tea.
Yeah.
Spill the tea. No
They
names,
don't
but
like
spill the tea.
there's some clients that just don't talk to me. They refuse to talk to me. They'll call the Pineapple Tanning phone. They'll hear my name. I'll be like, hey, it's Danielle. They'll be like, oh, okay, I'll just go in and talk to Kylie.
Yeah.
We have a few people like that, and I don't mind.
Yeah.
Because we have very different personalities, you know? I'm very cut to the chase. I'm very direct.
I beat around the bush a lot.
Well, a lot of people don't like, a lot of people don't like the cut to the chase, straight to the point. A lot of people like the cupcaking, where Kylie's really good at the cupcaking. I don't really have time for cupcaking.
Yeah, you're more of a sandwich.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I'm like, okay, where do we go?
Right.
Let's go.
You're like
where
a roast
Kylie-
beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, where Kylie could sit there and talk to you about your day. She can
Yeah.
make you feel more comfortable about the situation. And there's some people that don't really want to talk to Kylie and will just talk to me. So it kind of works both ways, you know? And same with, like, you know, and being in a small town, a lot of people that know us, they'll come, you know, like,
to
my
whoever
friends.
they know more personally.
Yeah, like, my friends will come directly to me, you know, even if they'll live next to the salon, they'll call me to get their membership. And I'm like, girl, you're just step outside, you know? You know? But it's like, yeah, so it's just little stuff like that where I think it works well for us.
Yeah.
And I think us knowing where our place is too, you know, like Kylie knows that, like, she does most of the day-to-day stuff. So if she has a question about taxes, she's not going to go and just do it on her own. No. She's going to call me and be like, hey, you know, like, I saw this, and this, what do you think? You know?
I need to talk to you about taxes because I'm still
Girl,
like...
I don't know.
We got an accountant for that one. She's just better at talking to him.
I just show up to my tax guy, and I'm like, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Help me.
So...
And he's like, okay, I got it. You know, he'll, like, help me out and stuff. No, it's scary. It's super scary.
And we share our account with our dad, too, so he's a lot more, like, personable to us, too.
Well, it's
like,
just a small town, you know?
Well, yeah, we've known him, though, so it's, like, it's easy to just be like...
Yeah, it's nice.
Like, is this right?
Having a tax guy that, like, you know, outside of his job.
Yeah.
So I could be real with him. I could be like, you know, I know I fucked up somewhere here. Please just be real and tell me where. You know,
what's the number?
Where some, like, tax people, you'll talk to them and they're like, oh, you need a 1099 7x4.
Speak English.
2. It's like,
Speak English.
What? Send me the shit.
Yeah, just tell me just tell me where to sign. I don't want to fucking learn your profession.
ABC sign. Got it. That's all I need.
Right.
I don't need to know what the form's called. I don't care about
I don't give up.
So, yeah, so that's like my portion is all the background stuff. And it's, you know, it's a lot. It's a huge learning curve. Yeah. But it's nice, you know, it's nice learning it. And sometimes I'll call Kylie and I'll be like, did you know that we did this? Or, oh, we made this much last year. Did you know? You know, so it's kind of cool to see, like, what... You know, because we just say we're winging it, you know. We're like, oh, we're just winging it, you know. People will be like, oh, how's the business going? We're like, we're winging it. It's still alive, you know. But
we work every single day. We work our asses off every day, and that's kind of just... everyone always asks, like, me and her, just like, how do you guys do it? Like, any tips and tricks? And it's like, just wake up every single day and keep doing it.
Just
like,
put in effort every day.
Yeah, and it sounds, like, stupid to say, but that's, like, the only... a way that we can really explain it is like it's hard. Nobody's sitting here saying it's not hard. You're gonna mess up, you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna do things that are crazy and all these things, but you just gotta keep doing it, and the worst comes to worst too, at least you tried every single day. And that's how I always think of learning
from you know, we've made mistakes too, like buying that sauna. We bought a sauna and then you know, not to blame my son, love him to death, but he was
shout out Waylon.
Shout out Waylon. He was unsupervised for like 4 whole seconds and dropped the main piece of the sauna, so it shattered, broke.
He's
so
he didn't. He was way away from it,
that sat for a few months, and we were paying rent for that. Anyway, so just little stuff that like we tried to do because we're brand new. We don't know what we're doing. Again, we're just winging it. So we brought in stuff to the salon, and then, you know, spent way too much money on it and was like, okay, well, that didn't work. So we got to take an L on that one and move on from it, you know, and learn from it. And like, you know, and again, with doing the taxes, you know, you learn a lot about, or just at least expense income. Yeah, I could be like, oh, okay, we made more money doing this rather than when we did this, you know, so it's just kind of cool to reflect on, you know, because for us just winging it, you know, and then to see, like, we actually did well, it's like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, you know, you need that, like, pat on the back every
you know,
once
and that's
in a
what I
while.
was telling Kylie, because, you know.
Because nobody gives you, like, a play-by-play either, step-by-step, how to do it.
I mean, we can ask for advice, but each business, each person, everything is different. Yeah, and I follow tanning pages from all over the place, from East Coast to, you know, in each tanning salon is different. You know, some tanning salons are like, oh, this works really well. And I'm like, not here. Okay?
Yeah.
That doesn't work here.
Oh, yeah. You know? One of our lotion girls, she's like, you need to be pricing those up the, like, wazoo. And we're like, hell no. Like, there's no way somebody's going to pay $200 for a lotion.
$200 for a lotion?
Yeah, there's some of them that we have seen.
The lotions we're supposed to be selling, so especially, like, our top of the line, they want, because our seller tells you what we buy it for and then what we're supposed to sell it for. And, you know, some of the lotions, they'll tell you it's supposed to be $160 for a lotion. Yeah. No one's going to buy that. And I'm not going to charge anybody $160 for a lotion. That's crazy. So some of, you know, we've just had to learn to get more of, like, the the middle range lotions were like a lot of the
Which
bigger,
are fine. That's what I have.
totally.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it.
So
They work amazing.
we stopped buying the top of the line because we were buying top of the line stuff because that's what the cities tell you to do. So we were
Right.
buying top of the line stuff, and it was sitting there. And lotions expire.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't shake them up often, they sit and they'll
We
separate.
were doing like raffle things.
So we're
for
sitting
it
here
and
like
stuff,
shaking
yeah.
up these lotions, trying to get them to survive long.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like hundreds of
Like the
dollars.
shake weights too.
Yeah, we're like, come on, man.
Literally, it was like, especially in this winter and mostly in the summer actually, because it separates just because of heat.
The
and
heat,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, like
So we
every
gotta shake
other
'em all
day,
the
I'm
time.
having to shake all the lotions, all
Yeah.
the things. It's
But
just
it's also like hundreds of dollars just sitting on the shelf,
Yeah.
you know.
No, we
so
don't say it.
we just learned to buy more of the middle range lotions because
Yeah.
that's for one something that everybody can afford, and for two that's something that works in this town.
Yeah,
you know?
and they're
Like,
great lotions. There's nothing.
Yeah, no,
bad.
there's nothing wrong
A
with
lot
them.
of them's like it's just like ones that I've seen at least personally. It's like tingle and like just or like they have gold
Tingles
in
don't
them.
work here. Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't do
like,
tingles.
Oh,
It's just-
tingles are pain.
They
That's not
are.
tingle, baby.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
I'm being
See-
stabbed to
Yeah.
death. Like, this
Yeah, it's
hurts.
burning.
So
Yeah.
tingles are really popular in the cities.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we
no.
ordered one tingle, and we like we were like warning people because we're like, this is tingle, okay? Please do not
To say
sue
the
us.
least.
Yeah, like this is going to sting. This is
Yeah.
going to burn because the whole purpose of a tingle is to bring the blood to the surface of your skin so you can tan quicker and faster.
It's
So
like the plumping lip
Yeah.
gloss,
Exactly.
like a super
Exactly.
super
It's all
It
extreme.
just
Body,
basically
yeah.
irritates. It
Yes.
just basically irritates your skin
Yeah.
to where it's more exposed and able to absorb more of the light.
Yeah.
So the tingles, those don't work in small towns, or at least not in Quincy. So yeah, we're just learning stuff that like works and doesn't work, you know. And Kylie, even with nails, you know, she tried. Remember you tried doing dip,
Yeah.
and like dip was cool, but for one, it wasn't as popular and it was messy. I can let you talk more
Yeah.
about it, but it's just
It
stuff that
just-
we're learning.
Yeah, and like it also like certain things like that when it comes to not even just expanding but just like adding on different projects, you have to put a lot of time into it and a lot of things. And I will admit that I didn't have the time for the dip. Like if I could sit there for hours and hours and hours and research and do all these things, then I totally would have stuck with it. But I did a whole bunch of research and I bought all the products it said it was supposed to use and it didn't work. So, you know, after a couple weeks and pissing off, well, not really pissing off, but annoying a couple clients, you know, you have to kind of sacrifice. Do you want to try something new or do you want to work with what's already working with you?
Exactly.
And I was wasting time. I was wasting money. I was wasting opportunity. So I ended up just getting rid of it. And honestly, it was probably like the smartest option to just keep like acrylic and gel because I've had so much experience with acrylic now. And obviously it's gel polish, so you don't really have to do too much with that. But just all in all, with just how much experience I've had now being almost 3 years, and I think October is my 3 years, it's been just such a learning experience, which I'm so grateful that I did kind of experience it and I did it, but I'm grateful that I stuck with what I already know and am better at, because I feel like just in the time of getting rid of the dip and all that too, I've gotten so much better focusing on acrylic and just the business side of things and all these other things that I can focus on instead of just adding something that may or may not work.
Well, and it's beneficial to have a niche, right?
Yeah.
Like, I love acrylic.
Yeah.
And everybody now is doing, like, the Gel X.
Yeah.
They don't stick to my nails. And for the
Same.
record, the only reason why these girls didn't do my nails this week is because I was super sick and I couldn't come in. That's the only reason why I'm raw dogging it today, okay? I don't want to hear BS in the comments.
I know. I'm like a week behind on my fill, but I'm the worst. I'm the worst.
She
client.
always just comes later.
I wait until it's all chipped and broken, and I'm like, help.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
need to
the
feel
worst
like,
with
no,
the
baby, take that
tanning.
off.
I always spray. I have really sensitive skin, so I have to go for really less. I have to go for like 3 or 4 minutes. And I don't want to burn because you know how stupid would it be if you know your tanning girls burn all the time and she's
Get into
telling
bed,
you not
it's
to
great.
burn. Yeah,
She's all like lobster. She's like,
Can't
no,
move.
Yeah,
no.
so I usually do the red light a lot, and I'll do like a couple minutes in there. But in the summer, oh my god, I'm spray tan, and I usually am like super dark. But in the winter, I'm like, I know, like you guys don't think
I
it
know.
works, like it works. I swear, I'm like,
like,
I just will not go in.
Personal
for 2
preference,
minutes.
God damn it.
Yeah, because it is cold outside, and it's just, you know, I've been busy, and it's like I don't want to go in for 2 minutes. And with spray tanning, I love spray tanning, but I love walking around in the rain, in the snow, and like all these things. things.
Yeah, spray tanning in the winter is kind of hard.
Yeah, so it's like I don't also want to go with just dress all over. So yeah.
So you girls, like you, especially you, Kylie, because you're in it day to day. You really have to think like, how was my appearance when you're in a beauty industry?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
I try to as much as possible. I think luckily for a nail technician, it's a teensy bit different.
Yeah.
Just because they don't really see your bottom half.
Yeah.
So, and also it is a small town too, and everybody kind of knows me. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people knew me growing up, and like, they don't expect me to really dress super nice. I mean, obviously I'm not dressing like inappropriate or anything, but I feel like obviously I always need to have my like makeup done, which is something I got actually out of school. Your hair and your makeup always needs to look put together. Like if I have a messy bun, my makeup needs to look like superb and stuff like that. I need to have like a nice outfit on. Nobody really, at least from what I've heard, nobody really cares what I wear. I mean, obviously if I'm wearing like screw you or something like that, they wouldn't really like
nail
it.
clients.
Yeah. So that's something.
Ugly asses.
Yeah. Like I think I'm more not insecure about it, but I care more than what other people think. Like when I wear sweaters or if I wear anything that has something, I make sure it's a small town business or something that's around the county.
That's actually like solid
yeah, like right now I'm
advice.
actually wearing Riley's jerky, and like I have a mountain building one, and it's just stuff like that where I feel a little bit more comfortable wearing like hoodies or leggings because I'm still supporting somebody in the town.
That's like
and I look put together.
I think it makes people feel more comfortable too, because if I know personally, if someone was in a suit and I was trying to get my nails done, I would be like,
or all like done up,
You know, I would like go freshen up before I get my nails done. You know, like you don't want to do that when you're getting your nails done. You want to.
Well, these are people's days off.
Well,
they're
like,
running in here for their break.
You're like their therapy too. You know, like I don't know anybody that gets dressed to go to therapy either. You know, so
That's true.
like they're sitting in a chair. Yeah, so I don't.
Oh yeah.
And you're your own boss, so damn right.
Well, it's cute too, because I'll have girls, they'll come in like slippers and stuff like that. They're like, I'm so sorry, like, I'm not ready. I'm like, girl, if I could show up in sweatpants and slippers, like, I would. And half the time they'll be like, girl, I don't care if you wear slippers or sweatpants. So it's nice to do that, and I think that is something that everybody needs to feel comfortable somewhere.
Yeah.
And especially in a place that, you're getting your nails done, that is kind of vulnerable. And in the tanning as well, you're getting naked in the same, not the same room necessarily, but the same building.
Yeah.
Like, you need to feel semi-comfortable, and I feel like if I was more stuck up or more like stuff like that, like people wouldn't want to come in where
Is that Lululemon?
I'm wearing Walmart and Target, girl. Like I am probably one of the least judgiest person when it comes to that, which I think is something that I've learned even just doing nails and being in business, that everybody has a story, everybody has a life, and everybody has like, I don't want to say like negative things happening in their life, but negative things happening in their life. And you don't see that. And I feel like I am grateful enough, honestly, that I do get to see that from my clients. And even from tanning clients, like I will see them growing up or, just throughout the streets, and they just look so put together or so this or so that. And then you really just sit down and talk to them for more than 10 minutes, and you really learn that, they are still obviously perfect. Everybody's perfect, but, they have their flaws and they have their things that people don't get to see, and I think it's nice that I get to kind of go in that under layer and like get to peel the onion off of everybody. So I got to make everyone feel comfortable so that they feel comfortable to say that to me, and I think it helps that I'm a pretty open book too. I just talk my ear off to. I'm like, oh my god, girl, I had that same situation happen 2 years ago and stuff like that. So I think that really works too.
Right, I'll walk in and they're like talking some deep stuff. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I feel like I need to get out of here. I'm like, oh god,
Luckily, they know you're my sister too.
Yeah,
so a lot
people
of times
just
they're
like trauma dump, which is great. I'm glad that people feel comfortable with us, but I feel for Kylie because I'm like,
I love
at
it.
the end of the day, like at least for me, if I had to deal with trauma dumps all day, I feel like by the end of the day I would be like.
I wouldn't.
I love it.
Like my mental health, but yeah, she does well with it. She's like, oh yeah, she's going through a divorce and she's going, like blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh my god.
Well, because she's the only. Because obviously we don't like have to support HIPAA or whatever, but I want to. I don't want
respectful.
Yeah, we don't want anybody knowing anyone else's business. So sometimes when it's just like. And a lot of times I won't even tell her names, but like sometimes, you gotta tell somebody something.
Well,
sometimes.
I don't even ask names because I don't really.
No,
For one, I don't
yeah.
care because I feel like the more I know, the more I know.
Yeah.
You know, like
There's
I
been
don't
times
want
when-
to know.
Yes.
So that's why she'll just be like, "Oh, I had a client today that said this, this, and this," and I'll just be like, "Oh, that sucks." You know,
Yeah.
moving on.
I'm pretty vague about it too. It's just like sometimes it's just like it's crazy stuff, and
Yeah.
like I'm like, oh my god, and I'm like, oh. Sometimes I've even called her and just been like, a client just told me so much stuff, and I just like I don't even know what to do, and she's like,
Oh, that's hard.
yeah.
Yeah,
When it's
yeah.
also I feel like with me being so young too, it's like I just wish I could help out more. I wish I could say more sometimes. But I think everybody, when you're having a hard time, you talk about a divorce, you talk about baby daddy drama, baby mama drama, your kids getting in a fight at school, or it's just anything and everything. And sometimes I wish I could help with those things, but I think it also does help that they can tell somebody, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna judge them for it either, because everybody has those things, and I feel like that's kind of like the best part about it is when you can just tell somebody something.
Yeah.
Even if it's like the littlest thing or biggest thing in the world, you just gotta tell somebody.
Just having a listening ear with no judgment, I feel like is 98% of what people want.
For sure,
Especially for
yeah.
me. Like I tell her all the time because I'll be like, because I'm the older sister, right? So
Yeah.
so I can't really ask her for advice on a lot of stuff because if I don't know, then she's definitely not gonna know.
Yeah.
You know? So I'll call her and just vent, and she'll be like, I don't know how to help you.
Aw, you're a fixer.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
like, Kylie, I'm not asking for help. I just need a bitch. I just need to complain. I just need to go off. I was like, I don't need advice. I don't need you to help me. I just need you to listen
Especially
to me for a
parenting
second.
stuff. Like I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
like,
Well, that's
to
why
him.
I'm not even,
Like, I don't know.
I'm not even gonna ask you for that either because, girl, if I don't know,
Yeah.
you're definitely not gonna know.
Yeah.
So just listen to me complain for a second, and then I'll be fine. And
Yeah.
sure thing, like I'll just be like blah 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 blah, like going off, and then at the end of the conversation, I'm like, all right, well, I'm good. I love you. I will see you tomorrow. She's like, okay, good. So see you
Yeah.
tomorrow,
Yeah.
and then done. Like I think just having you be able to listen to people and no judgment received or
yeah.
given. I think that right there. I tell Kylie, I'm like, I swear some of your clients just are, I feel like some of them come just to like talk. You know?
They
Like,
probably do.
right?
This is
Yeah.
so interesting because I never thought about that aspect of owning a
it's
nail
I
salon.
think
therapy.
that's genuinely my
she is
favorite
therapy.
part.
Yeah.
Like she is
Literally.
a therapist, just not registered.
I don't have the best
educated.
answers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my
it's
gosh.
like, it definitely
That
is
is
like
so true.
the underside that I feel like everybody does ask me, like, what's your favorite part about doing nails? And like, it sounds not stupid, but it's like mine is genuinely like application and then just the clients. Like, I've been very grateful to where I don't really have that many bad clients. I think everybody has their fair share of clients that they don't or they haven't loved, I feel like currently I actually don't think I have any, but there's,
Right.
yeah, I know, but there's been a couple times where, we didn't get along personally, or, they, one thing that is hard is with me and her being different ages, and a lot of people know her more from the county too, so when I show up too, I feel like some people get a little nervous talking to me because they just think I'm a little kid, which I am, but this is still my business and I do still know
Right.
a lot of things. So with that, I feel like that's like the good and bad part is the clients, is where some clients, they're not going to love you. They're not going to fully respect you. They're not going to love everything that you do, and you might not love everything they do. But you also just have to find the good clients. And for me, luckily, they kind of just filter themselves out.
Right.
I've never had to, with a nail client especially, I've never had to stop seeing somebody or, like, decline their appointment or anything like that. And it's really just been just normal stuff, too, like... It's really
Well, that's
nice.
another thing that's hard about being like in a small town is we do know everybody.
Yeah.
Because you
so-
girls grew up here, right?
Mhm,
Yeah, born and raised. We
We're
have
the third.
five generations that have lived here. My son's the fifth generation. And all four past generations, we've all owned businesses in town.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of history. So a lot of people just don't like us. A lot of people don't like our last name. And like I said,
Yeah.
some people don't like me and they'll call Kylie. Sometimes they'll call, so we have had multiple issues like that. I've had an issue at the salon where, I've had to basically put someone on the list that we will not allow them in the salon just because of how they have treated us outside, you know. We
Hell
just don't want
yeah.
to bring them, you know, like this, especially as a new, and we're young, we don't know what we're doing, you know?
You don't need that negative energy.
So we don't want to
sure.
allow in anybody that's going to cause issues. Like I said, there's only one person that is on our like 86 list or whatever, and you know she hasn't tried to come in or anything. I think she kind of knows like the boundaries. But other than that, you know, like people kind of just weed themselves out. You know, if people don't like. You know, of course, we've had a few clients like complain or be frustrated with us, or
I feel like we're pretty good about fixing it too.
Yeah, we either fix it and they come back, or you know they kind of have a little hissy fit and they leave for a little while, and sometimes they don't come back, sometimes they do. But for the most part, we can at least have a good conscience and know that we're doing our best. We're not purposely trying to piss anybody off. We're not purposely trying to hurt anyone's feelings. You know, it's just how life goes. And again, as a small town, you know.
When it's not personal, business is business when it comes to that. Like if you're affecting, if you're affecting our money and our business and our reputation, I'm sorry, you have to go.
Yeah.
And that's something that, you know, I think me and her both, mostly her, I think it's more not hated on for it, but they think we're hard asses, and it's like we're not really like that. It's just, you know, we have a lot. We've grown a lot and we've done a lot, and we want to keep that. And if you are like hurting that, then we are gonna stop talking to you, or we're gonna, you know, snap back at you. But other than that, like, you know, I feel like we're both very nice people, and we don't really deal with it that much.
I think people don't expect it either, because they look at us and we're young. We're young.
They don't expect us to defend ourselves.
So they're like, oh, you know, so we get a lot of people that try and ask for free stuff, or try and ask for a coupon, or ask for, oh, you know, I got a gift certificate 6 years ago, and I turn it in now, and I'm like.
Not even the same ownership.
No, literally. We've had, you know, and that was hard too, is, whatever the last owner did is their business.
And that was hard,
Yeah, so we would get people to be like, oh, you know, the last owners gave us free membership. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know you. And like, we aren't the old owners, you know? Like, we need money to buy this thing. So, you know, we've had issues with that too, where it's like, you know, people expect, or they try and like, you know, I like to use the word hustle, but people will try and hustle us all the time. Like, oh, you know, can I get this lotion half off? Because it's been blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, you know, and I get frustrated because it's like, are you doing that because I'm young? Are you doing that because I'm a female? Are you doing that because I'm a business owner? Are you doing that because that's who you are? You know, like, would you walk into Safeway and ask for this milk half off?
That part. No, heavy on that part.
We usually get it with the memberships, especially too.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, I don't want to come a full month. And I'm like,
okay, it's a monthly
I'm sorry.
membership.
You know, so, and we've tried multiple times to try and, you know, make it work for people, you know, like, someone will be like, oh, I'm going on a trip in 2 weeks, I'm only going to go for 2 weeks, you know, so we'll try and make it work. We'll be like, all right, you know what, we'll set you up for 2 weeks, and we'll give you, like, a half membership or whatever, but it gets to the point where then they're like, okay, well, then can I get 2.5 days?
Coming back,
or they'll be like, oh, I never used my 2 days, can I get those back, you know, so, we get people all the time that try and, like, you know, hustle or, you know, finagle their way. So we have to be stern, and I think a lot of people get taken back from that because we don't look like we're stern, and we also, you know, we want to help
stern,
everybody.
But we
know times are hard, but at the same time, and I try and remind Kylie,
everybody has it too.
Tanning and nails is complimentary. That is not something people need. So when people say like, oh, I can't afford it, I'm like, then come back next month, you know? Like,
some people will do that with nails.
If it's food and they're like, oh, I can't afford this food, 100% I'll help you out. Like, I want you to eat, bro.
Right.
Like, I want you to eat, I want you fed, I want you happy.
Right. But you don't need that extra nail sticker or that extra lotion or whatever.
Bitch, you don't need to go tanning. You need eggs.
Yeah, you know, right? You know, they're like, so it's hard for me because
we try to be as even as possible.
Yeah, you know, I would love to, if I could give out free memberships, I would love to. You know, I'm calling Kylie and I'm like, hey, did you think we should give this person a free membership? And Kylie's like, bitch, no.
Yeah, I know. I'm the kind of the mean one.
And I'm like, you know, like, oh, well, you know, so
We do sometimes,
Every
the
year,
past
yeah,
2
every
years,
year.
yeah, we've been giving one person for Christmas,
Yeah.
like a little
woman.
goodie bag,
Yeah.
someone that we think in the town.
The
really
past 2
needs
years,
it.
and we
Yeah.
want to do it
love
every
that.
year.
Yeah, it's something not hush, but we don't like publicize it. We just don't. We're not gonna like post it on Facebook like, oh, we're doing this.
Is that
but-
your discretion?
Yeah. So we did it last year, or 2 years ago, and then we did it again last year, and I think we're gonna continue. But we just kind of keep an eye out for a woman in the community that's maybe just went through something hard and she's trying to bounce back, or someone that's just been really lovely in the town. We just try and choose one person each year to just kind of spoil them.
That's so
And,
sweet.
Yeah.
Somebody that like really needs that little boost.
Yeah, and like again, it's a small town, so we see people. We see people. We see the hard work
I know
that
people.
they're doing.
Yeah.
We see the hustle. Yeah, I'll call Kylie and I'm like, oh my God, ran into blah blah blah, and she's kicking ass, blah blah blah. So like, we really try and promote, and it's not just about women. We talk a lot about women because that's majority of our clients, but we do have a lot of men clients too.
Oh, and they're awesome. Honestly, they're
and
so respectful.
We've tried to change the way we move stuff to try and include them too. We
have men's lotions now.
Which
just
we used to not have. We
Yeah.
used to not have any men lotion. We had like non-scented lotion, but now we have men's specific tanning lotion, men's specific moisturizers. So we're trying
men's
to be inclusive.
Mani-pedis and stuff too.
Men's mani-pedis. So we're trying to be more inclusive for everybody. Like we're, as much as it is a business, we still want to support the community. We still want to help as much as we can.
This is our home.
Sometimes we'll put ourselves broke to try and like promote other businesses. Like we will, like sponsor. We sponsored a few businesses in towns before that we needed sponsorship.
Yeah.
We need a sponsorship, but we're out there, sponsoring others because. We're locals. We love it here. We want to see this town grow. We want to see more little tiny nail salons and tanning. We want to see more businesses expand, especially women too. I love this. Like, I love seeing women just like flourish and become who they are. We do a lot more than just tanning and nails. We try and support the community. We try and we give out free stuff sometimes. We want to be more than just a tanning salon is what I'm trying to get at. We want people to know that, like, we want to be in the community, we want to help. I just reached out to a girl in Greenville to see if she wanted to sell her sweatshirts in the salon, and I told her no cost. She was expecting a cost from me, and I'm like, no, man, you're just going to park your shit in my salon, I don't care, so just, offering that up to more people too, small businesses. Like, I saw that you were doing cute stuff too, if you want to put stuff in the salon to sell, like, we're all for it. We want to support, we want to help anybody that needs, you just can't take money from us. We just can't give you money, but other than that,
Well, I think one thing that I guess has been most exciting for me and her, I think, is I get people all the time, little young girls or moms or grandmas and stuff like that, or even people who knew my parents way back when, just stuff like that, and they'll be so proud of us, and they're like, I would have never expected this out of you, or you're really like, well, yeah.
I hate when, dude, when people say that. It's like, thanks,
we get it.
I was a very chaotic kid growing up in this town,
Same.
I had to change cities, so I totally feel that.
I'm still in mine.
It's
Get out.
really, really hard. I think Danielle can even more go on into that, but it's hard getting away from your high school self and trying to be an adult. And I think for me, especially too, it was only a couple years. So a lot of people, they still saw me in high school, and now all of a sudden I'm owning a business. So some people, they don't know how to react, or they're so nice about it, and I think I've inspired some people, and
definitely
some people have told me like
absolutely.
I really want to go do hair or nails or move out of here and do something for myself, because you're 19, 20, now I'm 21 now, but I've been doing it and I can do it, and I left a long-term relationship recently too, and I've not been the most open, but I'm pretty open about it too, and I think that showed people that you could be young, you could be a girl, you could be a boy, you can do whatever you want to do at whatever age you want to do, as long as you just work your ass off and do it. And I try to be as open as possible with it too, where it's like, it's not easy, it's hard, but what makes it easy is just the fact that you love it. Find something you love, and it sounds like, I feel like everybody says it too, but when you find something you genuinely love, you want to work at it, you want to improve it, you want to continue doing it, And for women especially, I think we're all like nitpicky. We all want things to be perfect, and we want it done a certain way, and I think that's what makes women the best in these kind of things, as well as we're not overlooking all of it, and we're really trying to do it. And the fact that a lot of men do overlook us, I think it makes it even better, because we can show them, and oh, you think we can't do this? Okay, I'm gonna do it 10 times better.
Damn right.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it twice
Period.
as good as
Cheers
you
to
think.
that.
Yeah.
Period.
Cheers to that.
Amen.
Not me. Not me.
We had people come in that they had no intentions to tan, they had no intentions to do nails, but they came in and they bought something or bought a membership just to support us, you know? I've had plenty of my high school friends or like people that I haven't talked to in years that came in just to support us, you know? They're like, oh, I want to buy a membership, and I'm like, okay, when do you want to start it? They're like, oh, well, whenever, because I'm not really going to use it, and I'm like, that's sweet, you know? Or people will come in to buy a gift card from Kylie just because they don't know who they're going to give it to, but you know, it's just, so it has negativities, but also has a lot of positives too, you know? Like,
I had, especially like her friends growing up, and you know, people, they really gave me a chance when I first started too, you know? Not a lot of people want to get their nails done by a girl who just got out of nail school and just got out of high school 6 months ago or whatever. And I had a couple girls, you know, they really was like, I'm so excited that you're going to start doing this. And, you know, it was a crazy story, but, you know, we did it in like the most kind of getaway possible, just to like kind of just do it just for... Well, no, but I've done that too, I think. But yeah, like, you know, when you're first starting out and you're just trying to see what you're doing, you know, I had a few people that really, they didn't care what it looked like, they just wanted to support me, and I will honestly be so grateful for them.
We do have a huge support system,
We do.
which is, I really think that that's like half of the success is our support system, our family, our friends,
For sure.
even random people in the community, you know, like
They've
in
been
Facebook,
so supportive.
like people on Facebook will be like, oh, pineapple tanning, especially with Kylie, they'll be like, oh,
the
what
classified
nails,
stuff,
who does nails, and they'll just like blow up like Kylie's
Oh
name
yeah, I'll
12
cry
times,
too.
and
There's times
yeah.
she's texted me and she's like, have you seen the post? I'm like, no, because I was working or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like my dad, my sister, and then it'll be like a whole bunch of clients.
Strangers, not
yes,
just
people
us,
I
it'll be
don't even know.
strangers.
Well, still though, it's nice when you guys do it though. But yeah, like it'll, you know, especially being still so new, you want to have your name out there, and it's nice that sometimes like I don't even have to post myself, or she doesn't even have to tag Pineapple Tanning, because there's already 10 people and they've already gotten in contact
Right, by the
with
time we
me
get there,
as
we're
well.
like, oh, okay, well,
Yeah, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, and it's amazing just having, I think that's what means the most to me, I think, too, is clients that even didn't even know me, or I don't even know that they tell people. Like, I'll have girls all the time, they're like, oh, I just told my best friend about you, or some lady that stopped by my work, she saw my nails and loved them, and, you know, they'll come in a couple weeks later and they're like, oh, you know her, blah, 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 and it's so reassuring. So I'm like, you saw my work in person, too, and you liked it enough to come and get your nails done, or switch your nail techs, or do whatever, and that is just so meaningful to me, because it just means that, you know, this hobby that I'm doing, this thing that I'm doing is actually, like, becoming
actually
something.
something.
Yeah. Well, that's the
It's
scariest
like, oh,
part.
this actually works.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the scariest part, I think, about, you know, trying new things and doing something, is if it doesn't work out. So the fact that, you know, they're both working out pretty decently, it's really nice.
Yeah, well, I think you girls are doing great. So
Thank
for
you.
anybody that doesn't know, let's talk about all the services that you girls have. You have the Avi, manis, and petties, regardless if you have a pinky toenail or not.
Yeah.
Do both.
Yeah.
And what else do you girls have?
I do acrylic, so I do like the tips, and I do like overlays. So some girls, they like them really short, like nurses, teachers, people who like type really type a lot, that's what I meant. But like they get it really small, so I have like overlays, that's what that's called. It's on your natural nail, it just grows them out. I also have like full sets and everything. I do the manis, petties, and then for tanning, you can do them.
Yeah, tanning, we have three. Well, we have two, so we have a main room.
Yeah.
Let me reverse. We have a main room, which is where Kylie's housed, and then that's where we have two main tanning beds, which is UV.
Yep.
We have one that goes up to 12 minutes, and then one that goes up to 20 minutes. 20 minutes, that's for our more, like, very experienced people.
Yeah, like they've been coming for
The
a
bronze
while.
They've been
goddesses.
tanning for years.
Yeah, they know
pretty
what
much-
they're doing.
Pretty much since tanning came out in, like, the early 90s.
Yeah.
We have a couple of those too. I think we
yeah.
have one or two that transferred over from the old owners, and we still have them.
Yeah, they're just like diehards, and
Yeah.
we love it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, they're amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, we have those two beds. We also, and then we have a therapy room, which has a red light therapy bed, which is just the same as a tanning bed, but it has red light therapy bulbs.
Yeah.
So red light therapy is supposed to help increase collagen in your skin, help with like acne scars, psoriasis.
Muscle relaxation.
Yeah, muscle relaxation. Yeah, it also helps with like joint pain. We have a lot of people.
Arthritis.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that maybe just got out of surgery or they're getting ready for surgery, and they'll do red light to kind of prep their skin, their joints and stuff.
That's a good idea.
It just preps your skin too to get a better tan. So that's why we always tell people if you're gonna do red light, you want to jump directly into the tanning bed right after because your skin's prepped and ready to go.
Yeah.
But yes, we have a therapy room that's a little bit more private. So you'll go in and there's a tanning bed and a red light bed, some chairs. We have a stand-up spray tan booth, which is pretty cool. It's a Mystic Tan HD.
And you just stand in it. And
Yeah,
sprays
it's
you.
pretty
It's like the
Yeah.
Friends Ross and Rachel Ross thing.
Yeah. So you stand there, and I say
Yeah,
she.
we leave you alone. Yeah.
I say she because the booth has a voice. But
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
a
a real
girl voice.
person.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but she'll tell you, she'll be like, oh, put your, like the hokey pokey, she'll be like, oh, put your left foot on 2
Yeah.
and your right foot on 4, and then you'll stand there, and then she'll have you rotate each. It's very quick. It's like 5-6 minutes. It lasts about 2 weeks max. I feel like the spray tan looks the best the first week, and then after the first week, it starts to, especially like if you have
7 to
thicker
10
thighs.
days is usually when you
Yeah,
start to...
yeah. So like it starts to fade in your inner thighs or your arms, wherever
Like your
you
chub rub.
Well,
Yeah.
wherever you rub the most is where it starts to fade. But yeah, the spray tan's awesome.
I love it. It's just so, like, at least for me, I've done, like, the spray tan artists, and they are awesome, so, they get in the nitty-gritty.
Like
and
the
all that.
airbrushers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but at least for me, I'm a little insecure,
Yeah,
I don't want somebody seeing all that, especially in a small town. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
that's true.
want...
That's why we went with the booth
Yeah.
because I was looking at doing, being spray tan certified, and I would just do it on the weekends or after work. But I was sitting there thinking about it, and I was like, it's such a small town. I wouldn't feel comfortable, and I know other people wouldn't feel comfortable, like someone's grandma coming in and like, I don't know, just like, and I want the salon to be something like self-care. I want people to feel comfortable. I want people to feel good, So anything that's going to make people uncomfortable, we try and just like not do.
So everything's pretty private and everything.
Yeah, so we try and keep it as much private, at least for me, when I do something self-care, especially as a mom, I want silence. I want to go in by myself, do what I want, and then leave. So that's why we loved the 24-hour option. You just walk in. You don't have to speak to a damn person. Even if Kylie's with a nail salon, you do not have to speak to her. You could just walk right past Kylie and go right into the bed, which is what most people do, and we love it.
Yeah.
Just do your thing.
Yeah, if you say hi to me, I'll say hi to you, But
But we're not going to bug you.
Yeah, if you don't want to talk, you don't have to talk.
Yeah. So, we love it too. We're like,
I'm not really...
I love the 24-hour. It's just they set you up with a
works.
code on the door.
Oh, yeah.
And then
I should explain to you.
anytime, because that was like the big selling point for me.
So the salon is open. It's open 24 hours. So once you get a membership, you get a 4-digit code that you get to pick out, and then you have all access. Legally by law, though, you're only allowed to use the tanning bed once every 24 hours.
Yeah.
So if you go at like 8 p.m., you can't go until 8 p.m. the whole extra day again. Red light doesn't have that option. You could use red light multiple times if you want, but UV tanning, it's strictly once a day. But it's awesome because you could go at 6 o'clock in the morning, you can go 6 o'clock at night. If you can't sleep at midnight, you could come in at midnight.
Yeah.
So we love that option too because, we have the mill, they work nights. We have the nursing office, we have college kids, we have moms. Just having it open 24 hours is super versatile for anybody,
I love it.
Especially for people that don't want to come in, maybe when Kylie has clients, because she has staffed hours, which is what we call we call them staffed hours because that's when Kylie's there. So if people want to come in and get a membership in person, they can. And that's Tuesday to Saturday from 10 to 6 p.m. But yeah, it's, if people don't want to come in during that time when Kylie has a client, because again, we were just talking about some clients vent to Kylie about stuff.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to be standing there, listening to someone's business while you're trying to tan, so you could just come after hours, so there's lots of options. We try and get rid of all barriers. We also have a phone that's fully like serviced. I could set you up with your 4-digit code. I could take payment. I can even charge you for lotions through the phone. It's awesome. So it's pretty.
And we have cameras that like watch everything too. So
so we don't have to worry too much.
You've probably seen me like lock.
We don't watch it really.
Oh
we
my
don't
gosh!
We'll,
Because
like,
I'd be
check
like,
on it,
did
but
I
if
forget
it's
to lock
like-
it and run back up?
Yeah, so that's one of our biggest, not really issues, but our biggest. We don't really know how to control that either.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't understand the like quick set part.
Yeah.
So if you lock the main door, then it's just like the whole door is locked up.
Yeah.
So I mean that's always
I have it
been,
on an auto lock right now, which is kind of helping.
Yeah. So I mean that's really been our only issue is just
Yeah.
some people don't understand the door situation
Yeah.
because the quick set is different than the actual door handle. But once people figure it out, they know.
Yeah,
how to do it.
it's not difficult.
Yeah, no, I know.
But I always get like that OCD moment, like, oh my god, did I remember to lock the door? And I'm like
Right.
running, and I'm like, they probably see me on the cameras, like, what the hell is this
Right.
crazy lady?
The second my client like closes her car door, Danielle's already calling me. I'm like, how in the hell?
Yeah.
Like
Bitch,
she.
I know you don't have a client.
I'm like, it
Don't
hasn't
lie.
been 2 minutes yet since
Because
she
sometimes
left.
she'll be like, oh, I have a client. No, you don't. Yeah. I'm looking at the camera.
Yep.
I see your scheduling. You do not have a client.
I
Answer
can't
my
even
call.
lie to her, yeah.
I'm like,
She'll book like when to pick up her kid. She'll like book in herself.
Yeah.
It's like it's funny and nice like having her on my booking session.
yeah, I'll just put in, like, if I need help with my son, I'll put in, I'll be like, pick up Waylon from school, and I'll put in the
Weeks
time.
later, she'll be like, "Did you see that?" I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'll be like,
"Yeah, I
did you see that I put in the schedule? Did you see that? Yeah.
It works out though. It really does. I like it. I think the booking app like really helps me especially too because obviously with older clients or even younger clients, it's easier to talk to somebody.
Yeah, pay for the app, man. That's
Well,
my
yeah.
advice to all, like, small businesses is just pay the money for the app, whatever app you're using, whether it's Booking or Square or it's just that honestly has saved our apps.
Yeah.
Really?
Same with taxes too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 'cause it does
Square,
everything for
Square
you,
does it for us. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's somewhere on there that says like tax form. You literally click on it and it pulls up everything for you. I was like,
Yeah.
That's a big selling point.
Well,
yeah,
cool.
and we paid $30 a month. We weren't gonna do it at first because we were like, oh, we could handle it ourselves.
But we couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was like 2 weeks of especially just me and nails. Like I couldn't do it because
It started getting real messy real quick.
I think that's where a lot of business owners can even relate to is just keeping up with everybody, trying to call everybody back,
Well,
and
keeping up with
trying
taxes, keeping up with your
too,
clients, keeping up with,
all of it. Yeah, it's
I
just,
sound like
it's
such an
hard.
old lady, but really, like, the taxes has been the biggest learning lesson, really. Is just, where taxes go, we got to be able to pull that money aside, like...
And we have to pay like 3 different taxes too.
Yeah.
Really?
So, we have sales and use tax, and then we also have federal tax, and then we also have...
You guys have like a special tanning tax, right?
Yeah, that's the
it's
federal
10%.
exercise.
That's the federal exercise.
That's insane.
So I don't really understand it. I'm assuming because it's
It was
not
Obama or
super.
something.
Yeah, I know Obama did it. It's called an exercise tax.
Well, and they do it with like cannabis. They do it with like cigarettes. They just if it's not like a necessary thing, they add an unnecessary tax on top that I've noticed.
Yeah.
God forbid we enjoy anything.
Yeah, like living in a small town and owning a business, it's so hard just because like products, stuff like that. We have to
Shipping.
wait. Yeah, we have to pay for shipping. We have to wait 5 to 6 days. Like,
and God forbid if there's weather.
oh my God, yeah.
If we get weather, then you're not seeing your supplies for another week.
Yeah, and like luckily everyone is very nice about it. Where I'm like, dude, I ordered this on Amazon 2 weeks ago. It's back ordered. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
And they get it, but it's like that is probably like with nail stuff. If something's sold out online and I can't get it, I have to go to Reno. And if it's sold out in Reno, I'm literally just shit out of luck, and I just wasted a whole bunch of time. So, it's nice to be able to go to Reno and do all of that stuff, but it would be a little bit nicer to go get tanning stuff here or be able to buy more wholesale stuff in town, where I think a lot of people in town could agree with that as well, where we have to pay extra fees We have to waste extra time. We have to order a little early just because of the fact that we're in the boondocks.
Yeah, our lotion distributor is out in Tennessee.
Yeah.
So we pay $40
Yeah.
for shipping just for our lotion.
Oh my
And so they almost,
And
at least
it
every
takes-
time there's at least one thing broken.
Yeah, and it
every
takes
time.
2 to 3 weeks to get it because it's
Yeah.
coming from Tennessee. That's a lot of ways to go, and
Yeah.
especially if there's weather.
Yeah.
And the lotions, too, if they get too cold, they explode.
Yeah.
Damn, so that's
So-
like a coin toss every time.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah,
really is.
every time. We've literally had to tell them, can you please, like, extra wrap our stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, like, every single lotion is, like, double wrapped
Yeah.
and stuff, which is nice, but
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a pain for them, too. But,
Yeah.
we're in a very small town that's very cold,
Yeah.
and sometimes it'll sit in that, warehouse for a few days, and we have no idea where it's at. And,
Yeah.
and then it'll finally show up, and half of the stuff's, busted, or
Oh,
it's
that
frozen.
would be so frustrating.
Yeah,
Well, and even
it
stays
is.
at the post office for a couple days just because, we are such a small town and they get so many packages that, there's probably, I don't know this, so don't quote me on it, but, like, there's probably only 4 to 5 people back there a day.
That's all I see. That's
yeah,
all I've ever
so,
seen.
Yeah, I'm
3
like,
different
I think
people.
Yeah, so, like,
Well, then all the drama with UPS.
Oh,
and
yeah, the
FedEx
Amazon stuff,
and the
too,
post
yeah.
office. Yeah, them,
Like, they just have so much that they can't
Yeah.
go through it in a timely fashion, which isn't their fault, and nobody's, like, mad at them about it, but
we understand.
yeah,
just
it does
makes hard
suck,
for us.
having your package sit in your town down the street
Right.
for 2 days. I see the same FedEx UPS driver every other day. I'm starting to know his name at this point.
Right? You're like, hey, hold my package for me.
Right. There's a lot of girlies that are juggling like full-time jobs and running a business. And you're a mom.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to any of the girlies out there that are juggling multiple things?
Prioritize. And that's, I could say that, but even to this day, I haven't figured out exactly how to prioritize. In the very beginning, I was spending a lot of time at the salon, dragging my son with me. I would work 8 to 5, and then as soon as I was off at 5 o'clock, I would go straight down to the salon. I would drag my son with me, and then we'd have dinner at 9 o'clock at night, so...
Especially in the beginning, that was like,
for the first 6 months, it was crazy. It was chaotic, and I started to see where it was starting to cause it was starting to cause issues. Like my son's sleep habit was kind of messed up. My sleep habit was messed up. My eating was messed up. I would notice that I wouldn't eat all day because I was just run.
Yeah.
And by the time you get home, you're so tired,
You're like, fuck it.
So there was days where I was like, oh my God, I had a granola bar and 6 cups of coffee today. So... So then, I pretty much had to tell Kylie, I just kind of pulled Kylie aside and I was like, I need to take a step back from the salon. Like, I am, I was like, I'm exhausted. My son's struggling. He was, struggling in school too because I'm assuming lack of sleep.
Yeah.
So
well,
there
I
was
started kind of getting more of a handle on things too at that point.
So
it was
after,
just a lot all at once. It really was. And
Yeah.
I'm grateful for her to be there too.
So I just kind of had to take a little bit of a step back. I run the phone, so I kind of just had to step back and give Kylie the day-to-day stuff. I'm like, I told her, I was like, Kylie, you're gonna have to do this on your own. You could call me for advice or whatever, and she did totally fine. She stepped up really quick. But just kind of realizing what capacity you have and what you can let go. I had to choose what was more important. And for me, my son is the most important. Always. Always, always, always. So once I started to see that he was becoming affected, I was like, okay, I got to step back, So that's when I told Kylie, I was like, you got to step up a little bit. Or not step up, but the things that I was doing, you're going to have to do now.
Redelegate.
Yeah, redelegate. Yeah, it's a great word. Yeah. So,
and I think as sisters too, I think
and
for
she
her,
knew,
she's my big sister. She wants to, I think one thing that's like, a good quality and not bad quality, but just something that you've been working on more lately is just, she does try to help me a lot, and she'll break her own back to help me and stuff. And now that, I'm getting older and, she's starting to realize that we're both like starting where she is backing off a little bit on certain things like that.
Yeah,
so that
I
she
pretty
can
much,
help herself.
I've pretty much backed off from the salon like altogether. Again, I do all the background stuff, but there will be like weeks or even maybe a month where I've never even stepped foot in the place.
Or she'll just tan.
I'll come into tan.
She'll come
and
to
I'm
do
like,
the lotions.
You moved Kylie, like it looks good in here,
Yeah.
Because like it's just and then so working 8 to 5, 40 hours a week, it's super exhausting, and then running to the salon to do that. But we just had to redelegate stuff, So now Kylie runs all the day-to-day stuff, and I strictly just do the background stuff. And it's hard, but I just, I pick and choose prioritize, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so on my lunch break, I can either go home and relax, or I can run around the salon,
Yeah.
and then my whole day's busy. So, you know, I just had to tell myself, like, I'm going to take a lunch today, and I will spend 30 minutes at the salon, you know?
Yeah.
So just really delegating and, you know, having support really is the biggest thing. If it wasn't for Kylie, the salon would not run. It would be an absolute shit show, you know, like,
Thank you.
so just having the confidence, knowing that, like, oh, I could step back and she can keep it afloat. It won't burn to the ground.
Well, and she still checks on me and everything. I think one thing I needed to really believe in myself originally too. I think I relied on her a lot in the beginning because I didn't think I could do it, and I just had a lot mentally going on, where, you know, when we started to buy a house too, you know, she can't do it all. So that was also another thing where I really had to realize, like, I can do this by myself. And, like,
you have to step up.
When I have to do it by myself, and, like, I realized, I think it was decently quickly where, you know, she was still there. Like, if I really need her on a lunch break or something, she will come down. But I've noticed that, you know, they can wait 5 minutes. Like, she needs her time, I need my time. And that's something I think we've both learned too, where it's like, obviously she is the more busy one, but it's like, we can't be there at all times of the day. We can't do everything for that. Like, we'll put as much time and energy as we can, but we have to put time and energy in ourselves. And especially for you had to put time and energy in your kid. So I think I'm grateful for her doing that too, because, you know, she, like I said, she's just that person. She wants to help all the time, and she will drag herself down a hole just to help somebody. And I'm very grateful that she was like, you know, if you need help getting back up, I will help you, but you got this.
Yeah.
And I think the past, I want to say, like 6 months to a year, I've been doing decent without.
Well, and I knew you could do it, but as an older sister, like, the last thing you want to do is put the weight of the world on your sister's back. You know, that's the last thing you want to do. So me asking her to, like, you know, to pull more of my weight was really hard, because as an older sister, I've always felt like I had to take care of her. You know, I have to take care of her. You know, if she's stressed, that means I need to be 10 times more stressed, because I need to take some of that stress, you know? So for me to be able to, you know, step down and ask her to pick up my weight was really hard for me to ask, but really, I was just really appreciative to see that she picked it up, no slack, no frustration, no hard feelings, you know, like, so just having support is really half the battle. I am a single mom, so I feel like, I don't have a spousal support, but you know, we've always said that Kylie is like my baby daddy. Yeah, you know? she's Waylon's dad. She's just literally, since the day I brought Waylon home, like, she's just been a huge help. Whether that's with Waylon at home or at the salon. So really, we're just like, we rip each other's heads off and we fight like cats and dogs, but we are literally the dream team. Like, where I can't pick up, I know she can, and vice versa. You know, like, we really rely on each other.
100%.
For
and we
everyday
trust each other. I grew up very, I wouldn't even say closeted, but, you know, busy. Closeted. Yeah, you know, they didn't. My parents had their own things going on, and they obviously were still home after work and stuff, but I kind of got used to doing my own little thing, and she was much older, and my parents were obviously parents, so they were doing their own thing. So when I became an adult, I felt like I had a lot to handle, and then throughout the time, you know, it's now easier to handle it all. And I think it's a big support with her too, is I know that if I do fail or if I do mess up, she's right there, and I hope she feels the same. I mean, not with your job though, I can't help you with that one, sorry. But like with Waylon, like, you know, there's times that, you know, she has to go to a work conference, or she has to go do this or that, and it's not something that's like she's going partying or she's going on a date or something. Like, it's things that she needs to do. So that's one thing I am so grateful I do own my own business with her, is where I can leave work for an hour to go pick him up.
Yeah,
where
I don't have
she
that.
can't. Like, there's a meeting going on and it's with something super important. She can't do that. So that's super nice, where I can kind of not really support her, but just take 10 minutes out of my day and go and pick him up and stuff like that. And it's something where she doesn't have to worry about it anymore, because, you know, she does trust me. I've been taking care of him, well, not fully, obviously, but I've been taking care of him for a little bit, where she knows that I can take him to and from somewhere safely, and he's going to be just fine. And I think that's, you know, a lot of siblings aren't fully like that too. I think some siblings, you know, they're really close, or they're really not close, where our family is very family oriented. We're very, very close, and it's not that we don't have the option, but we didn't give ourselves the option. Like, we are going to do this together. We are going to, like, make things work. Yeah, like, And I think that's something really grateful, you know. I know at the end of the day, you know, if the whole world hates me, she doesn't. Like, she may dislike me sometimes, you know. We both fight, obviously, we're siblings, but, you know, at the end of the day, we're there for each other.
Yeah.
And we're gonna really put each other's, like, just, like, thoughts and prayers and everything that we want. What did you said this a while ago, but like, I compete with you all the time and I try to be better than you, but you don't compete with me, and I think that's something that's
you
really nice.
and I understand that you compete with me.
You're my older sister,
but my only compete with you is I want you to be better than me, you know. So that's my only compete is. You always get so frustrated and you'll be like, oh, you're 7 years older, Danielle. I can't do everything you do. And it's not that I'm pushing you or I'm thinking that you're less. It's because I want you to be better than I was, you know?
When you're like, I think that, you know, everybody needs that. And I think that, like, I
do push, and I push probably too hard.
But I need like that, you know. I think somebody needs to do that.
Someone's got to be an asshole around here.
Well, and I think I'm the same with you. Sometimes, you know, I never used to like push back, but sometimes I'll even push back on her, and I'm like, you're being an ass. I'm like, I don't like the way you're speaking, and it'll even make her sit there, and she's like, oh my god.
Yeah, I just want to
like,
respond.
I didn't even realize that. Yeah.
I'm like, did she just rip my head off?
Yeah. So.
Do I need to humble myself?
Yeah.
You know.
But it's just stuff like that where I think that's like, it's just what really works out, and especially with her being so busy, is that we need to just both understand each other's things. Where, of course, sometimes I do get upset with her, like, oh, well, like, I was really busy here, but, like, that's where I think it is good being sisters, where she's like, okay, yeah, you were busy, but I had 5 meetings, I had to pick up my kid, and then she'll go off, and I'm like,
well, my shit's less
you're
flexible. Right. Kylie's her own business owner. She runs her own schedule. Yeah. You know, if she wants to be, you know, she could do what she wants.
You can go to Miami for a week if you wanted.
If she wants,
If I had the money.
Right? But, you know, there's a lot of differences with that, you know, like, in that perspective, you know, I was able... you know, like a couple months ago, I took a whole week off for Christmas, and I just sat on my ass and enjoyed myself. And Kylie was so bitter about it because she was like, you know, I was getting paid, you know, because I got paid time off because I've worked there for so long. I incur paid time off. Yeah, where Kylie has a business owner, she doesn't get that option, and she takes a day off.
I'm losing money,
all of that money, you know. So, where also, you know, she gets to wear leggings and sweaters to work. And I gotta wear slacks and, like, shower. And I have to, like... Yeah, you know, so...
when she knows, like...
I have less flexibility than she does. But I also have more security, or I guess sustainability, where she doesn't.
Retirement, health benefits.
I have retirement. I have insurance. You know, I know no matter what, I will be paid at this day. I know exactly how much I'm going to get paid. Where it's a gamble, you know. She could have 8 clients in one day, or she could have 2. You know, she could make rent in one day, or she could make rent in 3 months. You know.
Anything else about your business, or any final words of advice, or anything that you're looking forward to bringing to the company? Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I would just say that we're just really blessed. We're really blessed, and we're really grateful to live in this community and own a small business and just be supported by everybody. You know, and we love, like, other women, you know, starting businesses, and we love, like, collaborating. So, if there's anybody
really
out there that wants to collaborate, you know, and we're really grateful. We're really grateful to live in this small town. You know, of course, there's flaws. There's flaws everywhere you go, no matter what you do. But we're just really grateful. We're grateful for our supporters. Like, we're grateful for everybody. You know, we're grateful for our supporters. We're super, you know, huge shout out to our family. We're just very appreciative. We're appreciative of people that are interested to hear about us. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
We're appreciative of anybody that's ever spent $1 at the salon, or even shared a Facebook page, or even talked about us.
Yeah.
Good or bad. Yeah, you know.
You got our name out there, thank you.
So we're just really grateful, and we're really excited. We're really excited for this year. You know, this will be our, second or third year?
I think it's our, second year. In April.
It feels like it's all a blur. But,
literally, like, in 2 months,
this will be, so this will be our, you know, we're going into another year, and we're really excited. I feel like we have better of a handle now, too, of, like, what the fuck to do, and what people want, and what people expect. So we're just excited. We're excited to see where this goes and be less scared of everything.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm excited for you, girlies. And
I'm excited for your podcast.
Thank you. Me too.
Exciting.
Me too. Thanks for coming.
Girly
and
pops.
having, talking on the pink mics.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
But-
adorable. No, we love this.
Thank you.
It's nice seeing, other people doing stuff that they love and not doing, well, I mean, obviously some people love doing the 8 to 5s and some people, like, thrive on that stuff. Some people don't.
Yeah.
So it's awesome that, like, we're in the day and age, too, that, and I think I'm grateful for that, too. Yeah, like, creativity and the social media aspect and all of these things, like, there is cons about it, but it's amazing, and I don't think anybody would be where they are today without social media and each other and community, and that's one thing I'm really grateful for is just community. Like, without community, I don't think any of us would really, like, know where to look or know where to go, and,
So how can the community reach out to you? Facebook, you guys have the
so we
app for
have
booking.
Facebook, we have Pineapple Tanning and Nail Salon on Facebook. We also have Square has a booking appointment for Kylie. We have a little short link on our Facebook as well. And we also have a phone, so it's 530-283-3793. I run the phone, so give me some patience. You guys just heard how busy I am.
Yeah.
So, I run the phone, so I will call back or text back as soon as possible. Text is always better, please. But
This
yeah.
isn't the 80s.
Yeah. Please leave a voicemail, okay?
That's
we don't
anxiety.
do that no more.
That
I'm just
invokes
kidding.
anxiety for
Right?
us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have the phone. I could, like I said, I could take payment. I could set you up over the phone. You don't have to, we have lots of ways to get involved.
That's a wrap.
Woohoo!
We did it! You
Yeah.
Cheers.
You girls are
I always want to
great.
cheers these things. I
These
don't
are
know.
cute.
That was fun. That was less hectic than I thought.
Yeah, it was easy.